Welcome back. I'm sure a lot of you have wondered to yourself, hey, I'd like to be a spy. How do I do that in Canada? Well, I'm glad you asked. Turns out, if you want to get a job working for CSIS, the Canadian Spy Agency, security agency, maybe starting on Google and searching for it is the way to go. At least it seems that's the way our next guest found his job, which led, by the way, to a 10-year career working for CSIS. His name is Andrew KIRSCH. He's on the line right now. He's got a brand new book, and it's called I Was Never Here. Andrew, thanks for being here this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Let me start with this question of, okay, really? Is that how you decided to go ahead and do this? You went on Google and went from there?
Yeah, so I was living in London, England in 2005, working in finance, and I was inspired by the terrorist attacks on July 7th. And I just didn't have anyone who ever worked for CSIS or know anybody, and so I wanted to get involved, and I went online, and that's when I first Googled, okay, how do I become a Canadian spy? So I put an application in and moved back to Canada, and after about 15 months, got hired.
Okay, now I want to go back. So you go on Google, you threw, how do I become a spy? It wasn't simply a matter of, here's the application form, go ahead and fill it out. I mean, what sort of hoops did you have to go through?
Well, that's it. I had to figure out, okay, it's got a government website, and where is that? And I thought it might be more involved, but it's to make an application. I always say I wish there was a cool story that I was identified at grad school or approached in a bar, but no, I went on the government website, submitted the application, and went through the number of steps to apply, which was interviews and role playing and a polygraph exam and all sorts of fun stuff.
And how long in that process? I mean, from the time they say, yeah, okay, come on in, let's run through these tests, until you actually say, yeah, you're clear, you get the go-ahead, you become a spy?
For me, it was about 15 months as a background checks and all that. So I kind of drove in, didn't tell anybody for the first 6 months that I was applying. I didn't think it would end up happening. And then go down the process. It looks like it's become a reality. And I thought I should probably let my family know that I may be moving to Ottawa.
So, okay, so you get the job. I guess everyone's curious to know, when you say you're a spy, what's involved in the job? Like, when you first got that job, you show up for work, what were you doing?
Well, that's it. It's they don't tell you too much before you get in there. And so I had a lot of different, I was an intelligence officer, and in Canada, our intelligence officers really have two roles. There's an analyst, where we're behind a desk, reading reports, synthesizing information, writing memos, and then there's the field investigator, who's out knocking on doors, collecting information in the community, asking for assistance. I did both of those roles, and also ended up in our special operations unit, which is maybe the stuff some people envision when they think of spying, the kind of late night planting, tracking devices, and technical surveillance out when no one's watching, all warranted kind of operations. So I kind of did a little bit of everything over those 10 years.
Yeah. So the question, of course, becomes, is it everything you thought it was going to be?
You know what? I say there's times where it certainly wasn't. Stuck behind the desk, reading reports and writing memos and wondering what I got myself into. But yeah, there were great moments where you're out in the community talking to people, having breakthroughs on investigations, or late night breaking into cars, thinking, "Oh, this is cool." And if I did this in any other job, it would be illegal. I had a pretty good career, and I got through a lot of interesting things.
So you stuck around for 10 years as part of the spy agency. It seems to me some people who get into that job are there for a lifetime. Why'd you decide to leave, or how did that work?
Well, there are a lot of people who make it a career, and I certainly did a little under 10 years. But it's a challenging job, and it's one thing I kind of talk about in the book, when you sign up and not realizing what that looks like, but not being able to be honest with your friends and family, having to lie to most people about what you do, that can be tough. And when you're young and single, and you're willing to relocate and move around, that's one thing. And I got older and got married and started to have kids, and priorities changed, and I thought maybe there's something else that I'd like to do. But very proud of my time there, but just felt it was time to move on and try something else.
What's something else, by the way? What are you doing now, if I can ask?
So yeah, I'm a security consultant, and I take some of those skills and experiences I use to help companies, individuals solve solve their security challenges.
I was going to hope for an answer like I'm an American Idol and I'm going to be on next week because I've always wanted to sing. Listen, it's a fascinating story, and I think blows a lot of people away when you say I got into it by going on Google and just following a search. So the book is called I Was Never Here. Andrew KIRSCH is the author. Andrew, thank you so much for the time this afternoon. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet.
Really appreciate it.
All right.